WSIC. The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday, my friend. How are you?
I am fine, and I figured out where you got that Tuesday.
Where?
Justin says it in the morning.
Oh, he says Friday. He got it from me. Justin thinks everybody copy him, but he copies me for sure.
Okay, well, let's start that rumor.
Are you preparing for Hurricane Debbie?
I think this whole last week was a hurricane in my house.
Girl, it's been a season of hurricane for sure. I know. This is the hype, right? It gets really loud around hurricanes and preparing and getting everybody settled in so that, the storm of the century is going to come. But, my namesake, Hurricane Debbie, it's not spelled the way that I spell my name. If her name was Hurricane Deborah, then we'd have something to worry about. So Debbie, I think, is going to be gentle, but I will finally get to figure out what my mother meant when I was little when she would say, "You're like a hurricane."
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Everything you touch becomes a hurricane. So,
well, my hurricane was, I have now lost 5 friends in about 7 weeks.
Dadgummit, Margie. We need
and
to.
it's just been really sad.
We need to anoint you, pray over you, give you some grounding, something to just change whatever it is that you've got going. I know that you and I have a friend who's been a guest on this station who lost his partner, and we just want him to know that we're praying for him. And he'll come talk to us when he's ready. But let him know that if he's listening, we're thinking of him and we love him. So
absolutely,
I know it's kind of a crazy busy time in everybody's life.
Gal Violet Clark, I met her in Texas 26 years ago.
Goodness.
She was moving from Toronto
to
Charlotte, which we had just done. And I was teaching interior design all over North America. And at our first little break, she came up to me and she said, "I'm moving from Toronto to Charlotte.
Yay.
In 3 weeks." And I said, "Oh my gosh, call me." So I gave her my number. She said, "Would you mentor me?"
Nice.
We worked together for 26 years.
I love the name Violet.
Yeah. When I was working with Safety Shade, which is trying to keep kids from
pulling the cords.
Cord strangulation. She was modeling for me while I was doing the commercials.
Nice.
So, and she was at Lee's Celebration of Life. So we go way back.
Margie, you have a lot of friends. Your circle is very wide.
It is.
It's getting a little bit narrow, but that's okay. You have quality.
I have 3 more friends have blood cancer. I just, you know what? The world is going through some hard times right now.
It is. But you know what? You and I are here to put some hope in the headline.
Yes, we are.
And we're here to make some smiles. So,
well, and I went to a meeting today at
the hospice
house.
Yeah.
And it's the first Tuesday of every month.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Cooper does it. And it's mainly for seniors. Why he asked me to come and talk about little smiles.
I think that's lovely.
I do too, but I'm not talking about seniors and taking care of seniors. But anyway, I had to put a huge smile on my face when one of the gals stood up and she said, "I'm here on behalf of McIntosh Law Firm."
Lovely.
And we are having on August 27th from 4 to 6 bingo night.
Nice.
So I think they're going to flash it on the screen in just a minute.
I think, it's up. I see it.
Okay.
And it is a fundraiser, I believe, for the Alzheimer's Association.
Yes.
And that is probably Louise Paglin, who's doing the lead on that. She is one of the attorneys in McIntosh Law Firm who stands for that and really supports
she does all
them.
the end-of-life wills and all that.
The wonderful thing about the McIntosh Law Firm is that every attorney in there does something within their community, whether it's support a nonprofit, whether it's
Yes.
get involved in something. So you and I are blessed to have them as a partner with us, presenting this part of our show, which is focusing on some of the good nonprofit work that we're doing in our community. And since we don't have a nonprofit represented today, we're our own nonprofits that we're representing. The Hope House Foundation and Little Smiles. So shout out to Louise Paglin and the McIntosh Law Firm for their
Yes.
bingo. When is that again? August 27th?
August 27th from 4 to 6.
At Moy Hall at the Davidson Cotton Mill.
Yeah.
That is lovely. I hope they raise a lot of money for
I do
Alzheimer's.
too. I do too.
That is something I think this generation is seeing a lot of. So we need to try to find a cure fast.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. So excited about that. I know we have a lovely guest on today. We've had her before, and I'm excited to get updated on what's happening in her life. And I know that you had some hands-on experience with her here.
Well, I said, if you're going to come on the show, I got to get the latest and the greatest.
There you go. That's
which was a beautiful hour massage.
lovely. Lucky you. No wonder you're so chill.
And what I loved even more was the half hour, 40 minutes talking about where are you? What's your pain in life? What's your stumbling blocks? All sorts of interesting questions so that when she was doing the massage, she could go into, and I'm talking about it's Dr. Lexi Lain, if you haven't guessed, and we'll introduce her formally in a minute, but so that when she's doing your massage, breathe in, breathe all the anger, frustration out.
Nice.
And she could talk about what your frustration was so that you really reconfirmed what you've got to work on.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That is, you know what? I think that is an amazing gift and a
Yes.
wonderful skill. And I think she should be running up and down West Catawba into everybody's car, behind every wheel of the car, and be talking to people and saying, just chill out here, folks. We need a whole lot of chill out. That's for
We
sure.
do. I think everybody's going through their own stress in a very different way.
Yeah, I think so. And having a storm on top of the election, on top of
Yeah.
the markets, on top of the craziness that's happening and COVID coming back, I think we just all need one big Lexi Lain. And maybe we can make that happen in this hour.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can make a little hope
I
happen.
know when I went to church this past Sunday, there were probably 10 people out with COVID.
Yeah, it's coming back big
Yeah.
time. And we're seeing it in all different kinds of places, but
And apparently the new vaccine is not going to be out until September. So
okay, ready for our fall and winter season. So we can talk about that when we have it. But what else is going on in your non-for-profit world? Thank you for the fidget spinners. I'm very
aren't they
excited about them.
colorful?
They are so beautiful. These are for a very special fidgety spinner person in my life. And I'm grateful that Little Smiles could take care of that and put a smile on
happily,
her
and I
face.
gave you several so that if she misplaces one,
We're on top of it.
she's got
I
another one.
might have to share those with some children we have at the Hope House. But
Oh, no. I've got lots more.
Yay. Well, when we come back from break, we're going to be talking with Dr. Lexi Lain. Let's hope that if you're listening to Dr. Lexi, she gives you some tips and tricks on how to just take it down a notch, right? And how we can collectively do
And listen to the phone number because they will give it to you again and call in.
Yes, call in if you want to ask her any questions. It's 844-STUDIO-4. Joe Berg is at the helm, waiting anxiously to talk to you and see what questions you have for Dr. Lexi or myself or Margie. We're always happy to take your calls here on Community
Absolutely.
Center. When we come back, Dr. Lexi Lain.
There's more Community Centered, presented by McIntosh Law and hosted by Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, Tropical Storm Debbie crawling up the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas. We'll see a mostly cloudy sky today, and some of those initial outer bands of Debbie may start to impact us in the Carolinas and around the Lake Norman area with a downpour or a thunderstorm possible really at any point today. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We'll see more widespread rain as we get into Wednesday night through Thursday and Friday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Nina's Boutique.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live in Mooresville continues their free Thursday concert series with Hey Ladies on August 8th. Hey Ladies brings the best music from the new wave era to life. Catchy choruses and fun beats will encourage you to get up and dance. Langtree Live welcomes lawn chairs, has food and drink for sale in the afternoon and evening, with the Hey Ladies concert beginning at 7 p.m. The Second Friday Street Festival is back for the August edition. Celebrate in style on Friday at the Oak Street Mill in Cornelius with live music, local craft breweries, food trucks, sweet treats, artisans, vendors, a kids zone, games, and giveaways. Call your neighbors, leash up your pups, and come celebrate at the Second Friday Street Festival in Cornelius beginning at 5 p.m. Downtown Statesville opens up for a family-friendly day of fun on the second Saturday of every month. Broad Street welcomes pop-up vendors, raffles, event day specials, do-it-yourself experiences, and more. The second Saturday day of fun begins at 11 a.m. in downtown Statesville. The Cookout Monster Truck Bash is at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway on Saturday, August 17th. Sparks will fly as the metal-bashing 2,000 horsepower machines return for a night of high-flying action on the planet's most diabolical outdoor course. Gates open at 4 p.m. Bring a Cookout Cup for early access to the pit party beginning at 3:30. Pit party includes monster truck rides, inflatable slides, bounce houses, face painting, an autograph session, and souvenirs. Opening ceremonies will begin at 7. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com or the CMS app for information and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Macintosh Law presents Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. I am with my friend, Dr. Lexi Lain. We've known each other for many years, and we've worked together on many different things.
Yes.
And I knew you were coming on the show, obviously, because I called you and said, are you free? And you were telling me, and I also saw it on Facebook, that you've added massage to your whole health routine and resume and
Yes.
things that we need to do to feel better. So I said, I have to have one. Because I look back, I used to get one every month. It's probably been 3 or 4 years since I'd had one.
It's a long time.
It's too long. So what I loved about yours, and I'm hoping they'll put this up so that they'll see how to get a hold of you.
Perfect.
Which I know they will in a minute.
It's up.
It's up, okay. Discuss your triggers, how stress is impacting your health. Learn how Dr. Lexi can help you. And the first, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you really talked to me and said, what's bugging you the most? What's your biggest joy? And, of course, I've been through many, as I was saying in the beginning, friends that I have lost. So that was one of my biggest frustrations, and I won't talk about the other one, but it was work related. And so anyway, as you were doing the massage, you were let it in, breathe it out. And it just added to the whole well-being, because I felt like even though we know each other very well, I didn't take the time to sit and really tell you what's bugging me and what's making me happy. So what kind of a massage, Debbie was asking during the break,
Sure.
is it? I mean, I just thought it was darn good.
Yes. So many people, they know deep tissue. They know
Right.
the Swedish and relaxation massage. And I've been trained in all of those things. And I actually did massage through school. So that was what I graduated high school, became a massage therapist in the summer
Okay.
intensive, and did it all through my undergrad and as I was studying naturopathic medicine. And then when I moved to North Carolina, I had let it go and was just really focusing on the naturopathic medicine piece. Well, as a naturopath, we believe in treating the person as a whole and finding and treating the cause. And one of the things that I have seen across the board was stress. Every single patient, we had conversations about stress. So in the last few years, if people have been following me, they have been seeing the messaging that I have been talking about on how to self-regulate and how to manage your stress better. And through the few years of just the climate and how things have changed, I've been having to think outside the box. And as I think outside the box, I rekindle all of the other tools that I have not been using.
Okay.
And so the massage.
What's old is new again.
That's right. So I was like, you know what? Massage is something everybody loves and it feels good. And you get that kind of instant gratification. And in this sense, I mean, well, massage is proven to decrease stress and bring our nervous system down.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, well, what makes me unique is that I can bring in that coaching, that consultation piece, almost like a sample platter of the Get Your Spark Back program that people have heard about, which is my stress management journey to take people along. But in that conversation of, you know, what is weighing literally on your shoulders? Why are you clenching the steering wheel or your jaw or the pen that you're writing with? And
I'm releasing mine now as we speak.
we hold so much tension in our bodies, and what's creating and contributing to that tension. And so when we have that conversation and can identify the bigger stressors, and then what we're doing is doing a quick snapshot of, okay, what would be an obstacle to that? How can we flip those energy drains into an energy gain? And we come up with an affirmation. So when I get you on the table, standard massage, you know, you face down and you're relaxed. But when we flip you over and we're wrapping up and we're getting towards the end of the massage, that's where I start to integrate in a more meditative, it's almost like a guided meditation and helping you to really truly release that tension.
Yeah.
And so it's I would call it like a meditative massage or a transformative massage.
But you get in there and you dig away.
Oh yes. So you know, you don't have to do the consults. You can just say, hey, you know what? I'm an athlete, or I was in this accident and I have really bad neck issues. And of course I can get in and do some work, or I can just relax, you know, we can chill.
Yeah.
But adding on that layer of the transformation piece where we are really digging into what is stressing you. If you have a little bit of time before the massage, it really does bring a nice experience.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It just, you're obviously a very caring person. And so it's easier to treat the whole body if you know exactly what that client is going through.
Yes. And we're all, I mean, you're all caring, everyone in the nonprofit. I mean, you're giving so much to your community.
And you recommended some
so
drops for me.
That's right. So I pulled in, so through the conversation, I was able to then, you know, ascertain, okay, what does this person need? And so if you're okay with me saying.
Absolutely.
So these were Bach remedy flowers. So they're homeopathic. Most people might know rescue remedy. But these are basically the remedies that what they do is they take a flower and they put it in a windowsill so there's light exposure, and they're dropping water through the flower. And everything living has energy. We have energy. If you like chemistry, you can remember the hydrogen and the periodic table and the electrons. So what's happening is water, the way that the molecular structure is with water, it can attract and take on energy. So I don't know if anyone's ever seen What the Bleep Do You Know, but if you wrote love on your water bottle, they were actually seeing that the molecular structure of the water would change per the words to show how powerful our self-talk on words can be on water structures. So you take water and you're dripping it through these flowers and they have different essence to them, we'll say. So you've been losing friends. So one of your remedies was a grief remedy.
Yes.
And the way these flower essence work is really just energetically allowing part of that spiritual side of us to let go or do the kind of healing that needed to happen in that particular day or that moment.
Yeah.
And the remedies can change depending on circumstances. But that's what came up for us in that conversation.
I know.
I love it.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you can get them at Whole Foods.
Yeah, so the Bach flour you can get at Whole Foods.
I
or...
went there and had a problem, so I emailed Lexi,
Yes.
and then I went on Amazon
Yes.
and got
Yeah.
them through Amazon.
And, just getting people the help that they need.
Yeah, and I've got a couple more coming. I can't wait.
Awesome. But usually 3 maximum in your day is what we recommend for
okay.
this.
And do you take those by tincture underneath the tongue?
You can do them sublingual, or you can put them in your water bottle as
okay.
well.
Drop them in here.
Yep. So just 1 dropper full. And then really the way that they teach you is whenever you think of them, that's probably when you need them. So, but
Okay.
maximum 7 times a day. But it's
Oh.
it's not. I mean, it's not like
Okay,
they're
better drink this
homeopathics.
bottle.
Just drink it. No, it's not something that you are going to be overdosing on, like a vitamin C or something like that.
Yeah.
This is I mean, if you were put it through this machine that tells you like what's in something, this is what boggles the FDA's mind with homeopathy, because they're like, it's just water, and it's like, well, it's more than just water.
Absolutely.
And so it's the essence and the energetics of that particular flower.
Yeah.
That's what the Bach flower remedies are.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Margie said in the beginning of the hour that you had a menu of things, right, that you can
Yes.
do. Well, tell us about that menu. Besides
Okay.
massage and Bach flower remedies, what other magic can you make happen?
Well, so I would say I'm a facilitator, facilitating of healing in the person sitting across from me. So as a naturopathic doctor, I am trained like a primary care physician. Okay. And so some people may call me a homeopath, which I won't usually correct them. So imagine naturopathic medicine is this umbrella term where we have learned skills in nutrition. We've learned skills in counseling. We have skills in herbal medicine, supplementation. We can order labs. We can work with people in our training. We actually have what's called physical medicine. So we had chiropractic manipulation and a lot of hands-on work. And a lot of the clinicians, we would gravitate towards what we were good at, I guess you would say. So naturopathic medicine and naturopathic doctors, we have an array of skill sets. And what we do is we will lean into what our heart space is in. So for me, obviously, I love working with people with the stress piece and love counseling and coaching people through a process. So there's a mental emotional component, but we can do the gut health. We can talk nutrition. We can talk about hormones and all the stuff that's ailing you. But then I've brought back in the massage.
Mm-hmm.
And so the massage is something that I can do in home. And I come to your house, we can.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah. So I'm doing in-home massages, and then one day a week I'll be in a spa in Huntersville. And then I used to do massage parties. So if you just want to like have fun, then line up a few people, put me in a room, and it's like
Fabulous.
So that would be my array. You can see me as a clinician. You can get a massage, or you can go through my Get Your Spark Back course, which is me coaching you through a stress management process to teach you how to self-regulate.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That and you're just listening to your voice.
Who
It's
does
very
not
relaxing.
need that today?
Sign me up. Did you bring your appointment book? Because I'm just sitting here going, pick me. I know we're going to be ready to take a break here shortly, but I know when we come back, we want to let the folks know how to get in touch with you.
Yes.
I want to learn a little bit more about your training and a little bit more about what you offer. And don't forget to put me on your calendar for sure, because it just sounds wonderful. And you sound like the remedy our community needs.
Yep.
So when we come back, we're talking with Dr. Lexi Lain at 844-STUDIO-4 if you have a call. We'll see you shortly.
Community Centered, presented by Macintosh Law, a staple in our community since 1997. We'll return on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, Tropical Storm Debbie crawling up the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas. We'll see a mostly cloudy sky today, and some of those initial outer bands of Debbie may start to impact us in the Carolinas and around the Lake Norman area with a downpour or a thunderstorm possible really at any point today. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We'll see more widespread rain as we get into Wednesday night through Thursday and Friday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Is your AC ready for the summer? Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is in the Lake Norman area to make sure Mother Nature is no match for your system. Experience the feeling of awe. HornHVAC.com. Schedule your maintenance today.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Quality Car Care is your local Toyota specialist and a licensed NC inspection station. Plus, find a huge selection of quality pre-owned cars at QualityCarCareStatesville.com or call 704-871-2535.
Drum Landscape Supply is the go-to spot for anything you need for your yard. Transform your landscaping. Drum Landscape Supply has trees, flowers, natural stone, custom blended grass seed, mulch, and more. Plus, they deliver. DrumLandscapeSupply.com.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageAndWellness.com with locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at IredellHealth.org.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Disney raising the price of its Disney Plus streaming TV service by 25% to $10 a month for the lowest priced offering, $16 without ads. Disney-owned Hulu, ESPN Plus are also hiking prices in October. Shares of rival Netflix rising on that news, up about 3%, while elsewhere on Wall Street, a snapback rally today, making back at least some of Monday's massive losses. Worries about the Fed waiting too long to lower interest rates amid signs of a U.S. economic slowdown. But right now, there's Comm on Wall Street. The Dow up more than 700 points, almost 2% higher. The Nasdaq up 400 points, 2.5% higher. The S&P is up 2.5%. A $1.5 billion lifeline for the struggling EV maker Lucid from one of its biggest investors, Saudi Arabia's public investment funds. And Auntie Anne's Pretzels launching a signature fragrance that it says will make you smell like a warm, freshly made pretzel. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
All community, all the time. McIntosh Law presents Community Centered on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. You're listening to Community Centered. And remember that word unity, because we're going to get back to it in the word community. But we are talking with our friend, Dr. Lexi Lain, and Margie was just relevating in her lovely massage that she had. But we were getting a little education from you on some of the services that you provide that Dr. Lexi can bring. And tell us, let's pick up where we left off with that. What kind of education do you need to be the kind of doctor that you are? Like, we all know our regular GPs and all that. What is involved in your world?
Yes. So we have to do, so I have a 4-year undergrad degree, which was the pre-med route. And then I went and did a 4-year medical grade program in the field of naturopathic medicine, where we have clinical rotations for 2 or 3 years, taking basic science boards, clinical boards. So it is a medical school program, just like an MD or DO. There are some licensure differences per state. So North Carolina does not have a license for naturopathic doctors. So it's really important to, when you're talking to someone, to just ask them, where'd you get your education? What's your experience? Because it won't be equal in North Carolina. So it's really important to know that. And then I will also say that on that same comment, so getting to your unity piece, because this is part of one of the things I've had to heal with, and to not think about them versus us, or I'm better than, or something like that. So we have integrative doctors, we have functional doctors, we have people who are naturopathic doctors, functional nutritionists, and we're all speaking the same language. And we're really all providing what I'm going to call complementary alternative medicine avenue. It's an option, and it's an option in your personal healing journey. And what's really important is that community, the unity word, is that we're uniting as a front, and that we are all in this together in terms of this is the voice and the messaging that we are shouting, at the rooftops, hey, there's another way that you can approach wellness versus disease care.
Yeah.
Now and again, on the word unity, it's not a them versus us, meaning you don't have to go completely naturopathic medicine. You don't have to go completely conventional with your medications. It's okay, I go and I have this condition, I have to have my medication, but you can also be thinking about the foundations of nutrition and exercise and good sleep, gratitude, prayer, because all of that is equally as important as maybe the antidepressant you're taking or the blood pressure med. So that's where I'm saying, get off of the train of them versus us and be thinking about it as really a holistic approach. And who you work with, you need to connect with them. And so that's when you have the discovery calls, which is what that QR code is that you guys will be seeing.
Yeah.
That's a discovery call. And it's there to, hey, let me get to know you. You're going to get to know me. Are we a fit? And if we are, awesome. If not, you know what? There's a lot of other amazing people in the area, and we'll get you connected with that person. So, so that's my training. And, that's, I think, what I'll say about that.
Yeah, no, I think I love that. I'm on my own discovery journey, and what I'm making is the connection, and I don't know, I'm an educated person, why I didn't make this connection previous, is the mind-body connection, right? How so many of our diseases and our illnesses and things that are wrong all go back to the mind or to the brain or to
I think, therefore I am.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Do you know, so I saw this man in the pool. So I'm a triathlete and in my spare time. And he had these noodles, and so we got chatting, and I saw these big scars on his neck, and of course, I have to ask. And anyway, so mind over matter is that this person was deemed bad car accident, told he was never going to walk again, and he had that's right, and it's like, I am going to walk again, and you have that mindset and that determination and that will to say, I am going to heal from this. And people do. And it's really amazing. So mindset in our thoughts truly do get transformed into the physical body. And we have to have those conversations, which is why I love meditation and affirmation work as part of what I do.
And I think during the break, you said you wanted to give us a little snippet of a meditation.
Yes.
And I know that some of you might be driving your cars or driving the computer or driving the engineering box here at WSIC. But I think they can take a ride, don't you?
Yes. So the reason why I want to go through the exercise, and it'll be just for 3 minutes, and it's because by definition, meditation only means focusing on one thing, and that's it. So if you are driving and out there and wherever you are, you're going to be focusing on your driving. If you are working, all you're doing is you're focusing on one task. So in this 3 minutes, what we're going to do is I'm going to start the clock, and I want you to, as you're doing what you're doing, you're going to inhale through your nose. And you're going to purse your lips like kissing, and you're just and you're exhaling out. And you're going to inhale again. And exhaling out. And every time you do that, so again, if you're driving or if you're working, so just as I'm talking to you, just keep on breathing. You're not closing your eyes if you are not able to close your eyes. But if you're Margie or Debbie, you can close your eyes. But keep on breathing through. And as you're doing that, you're going to invite your body to relax. So every inhale, you're inhaling life. And as you exhale, I give myself permission to relax my jaw. Inhaling again and exhaling. And every time you exhale, you're going to drop your shoulders a little bit more. Inhaling and exhaling. This would be a really good time to not turn off the radio because you're listening to us. But if you are by yourself, this would be a really great time to turn off the radio and focus on the driving if you're on the road. And if you see the speed limit at 65 or 25, go the speed limit and get into the slow lane. And what you're doing is you're being very intentional about slowing down. And you're going to relax. Wow. And you're going to accept the traffic. You're not going to fight the traffic. So inhaling in, exhaling out, and just keep on doing that, knowing that you are enough and that you matter and that you are a light in someone else's world. And that everything that you bring to the table, you're making a difference in someone's life. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. You give yourself permission to relax. I am driving, and I give myself permission to surrender to the traffic, knowing that you will get there at your destination safely. Inhaling and exhaling out. You are making a difference. You are well. You are alive. And everything that weighs on your shoulders, it is okay, and you are stronger than you think you are. Okay.
I could just feel my shoulders going down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then if I had my Tibetan bell, I would ding that. Ding, ding, ding. Come back to your reality.
I don't want to.
And did I just make all of Lake Norman start driving slower out there? I hope so.
I would love to think that you accomplished that. I know you made Joe Berg slow down. I saw it. I saw him get calm. And I felt it myself, too, because the energy in the room was palpable. You could feel it really calm down. So thank you for that. And I hope if our listeners who are driving felt a little bit more focused and a little bit more centered on the task at hand of getting where they need to go with intention and not speeding or not anger or not any of that other good stuff. So that was magic.
Yes.
Thank you for that, Dr.
You're welcome.
Lexi. I know I, for one, appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I think Margie
And I
did.
know greatly. We will tell you how to get a hold of Lexi when we come back.
When we come back from break, we're talking with Dr. Lexi Lain. We're going to learn more about how we can get in touch with her. But first, she has to take my appointment before anybody else's. So we'll be back here shortly in the next 5 seconds.
Call 844-STUDIO-4 now to join the Community Center discussion on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Presented by Macintosh Law.
Well, Tropical Storm Debbie crawling up the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas. We'll see a mostly cloudy sky today, and some of those initial outer bands of Debbie may start to impact us in the Carolinas and around the Lake Norman area with a downpour or a thunderstorm possible really at any point today. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We'll see more widespread rain as we get into Wednesday night through Thursday and Friday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live in Mooresville continues their free Thursday concert series with Hey Ladies on August 8th. Hey Ladies brings the best music from the new wave era to life. Catchy choruses and fun beats will encourage you to get up and dance. Langtree Live welcomes lawn chairs, has food and drink for sale in the afternoon and evening, with the Hey Ladies concert beginning at 7 p.m. The Second Friday Street Festival is back for the August edition. Celebrate in style on Friday at the Oak Street Mill in Cornelius with live music, local craft breweries, food trucks, sweet treats, artisans, vendors, a kids zone, games, and giveaways. Call your neighbors, leash up your pups, and come celebrate at the Second Friday Street Festival in Cornelius beginning at 5 p.m. Downtown Statesville opens up for a family-friendly day of fun on the second Saturday of every month. Broad Street welcomes pop-up vendors, raffles, event day specials, do-it-yourself experiences, and more. The second Saturday day of fun begins at 11 a.m. in downtown Statesville. The Cookout Monster Truck Bash is at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway on Saturday, August 17th. Sparks will fly as the metal bashing 2,000 horsepower machines return for a night of high-flying action on the planet's most diabolical outdoor course. Gates open at 4 p.m. Bring a Cookout Cup for early access to the pit party beginning at 3:30. Pit party includes monster truck rides, inflatable slides, bounce houses, face painting, an autograph session, and souvenirs. Opening ceremonies will begin at 7. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com or the CMS app for information and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Community Centered, proudly presented by Macintosh Law, continues now on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Slowly take one more breath and wake up. Grab your pencil, grab a piece of paper, because Dr. Lexi Lain is going to tell you, and Debbie, I know how to get a hold of her, how to contact her. And it will be the biggest treat you've done for yourself in a long time.
We want to give a shout out to the master of the bell, Joe Berg there. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We had to go wake him up, but that's okay.
So no, take it a little snooze. Lexi, that was just a gift that you gave our community during the last segment when you gave us a little 3-minute meditation. I hope that if folks were listening or driving or wherever they were, that they got a snippet of what it would be like to work with you. So now give us a snippet of how to get in touch with you.
Sure, yes. So Summit, like you're climbing a mountain, Vitality, that is on, I have a Facebook page. You can direct message me there. There is a QR code that is up on the screen, and that QR code is going to take you to my Calendly to schedule a discovery call that's completely complimentary to you. My phone number is 704-765-0887. You can text massage or text, hey, I don't know, just anything. Text me, just let me know how you heard about me, and then we'll get you on the calendar. And so, 704-765-0887. And then Summit Vitality, and now it's on Facebook, and then Dr. Lexi Lain. So you can find me on social media and DM me that way. But that QR code can be extremely useful in getting on my calendar.
What did we do before QR codes? They're just such a great tool, aren't they? They really are.
They are.
They get us to where we need to be fast, for sure. And I think that's the name of your game, too, is getting where you need to be fast as well, is like getting people to understand the mind-body connection, the tools, the resources, all of the really great services that you can provide, the Bach flower remedies. I'm sure you've got a plethora of tricks up your sleeve on,
Yes.
but I think it all starts with giving ourselves permission
That's right.
Yes.
to feel good and allowing ourselves the space to heal
Yes.
and get better.
Mhm.
But
So
that's why that first 20, 30 minutes before your massage is so important.
It does bring value
Yeah.
to the experience for sure.
It does.
Absolutely. And that is more coaching consult versus a naturopathic. But it really is a, what do you need right now?
Yeah.
What do you really need?
We don't slow down enough to even think about it.
It's true.
You know, when you slow down, you think, oh, did I have lunch today? Or who knows?
And,
It's
and you
dinner
know what?
time.
You bring up a really good point, Margie. I think those of us that are living the world that we live in, both of us crazy like it is, we don't know what we need because we're so busy doing needs
That's
of
right.
other people that to recognize it in ourselves takes a really big act. And I just want to make mention of a issue a couple of days ago. Margie and I worked on it together for a friend of ours that was in a really difficult, stressful situation. And what I want people to know and take away from this show, as well as this experience Margie and I had, is the power of connection and the power
was
of
unbelievable.
working together for the greater good of another individual. And it was me dropping I got the call from Margie, me dropping everything I needed to in that moment to be focused on a solution, Margie working with connections, and then in the end, a really dangerous, difficult situation was made easier for a person that we both love and adore.
And it was.
So
There was no question in my mind. I got to call Debbie.
It was definitely a God
Yeah.
whisper. It was one of those things where we just and I just kept stressing in that moment, these things don't happen. So you are either extremely blessed or the world is working in your favor right now. So Margie, thank you for that, because that was the power of connection and connecting all different little pieces to make one person whole again
Yeah.
is really lovely.
And I saw her today, and she gave me the biggest hug.
Oh, lovely. I feel like, Dr. Lexi, that's something that you do. I think that you are a connector. I think that you understand people and you understand what they need. And I think that, being open to, like you said, integrative medicine, the holistic medicine, all of the different modalities that there are there to heal yourself is really such a valuable thing. And I greatly appreciate what you do for our community. And I want to honor that work that you do and let people know that, help is on the way. Hope is back in the headline, right? And so all you have to do is reach out. If you didn't get the information, Joe Berg is waiting to give it to you. If you should call in 844-STUDIO-4 or get in touch with Margie and I or Dr. Lexi Lain at 704-765-0887. Just give her a text and you will be amazed how good you will feel.
Yeah.
With that.
Oh, my God. I just floated for the next 2 hours.
I want to float. Tell me, what other words of wisdom can you pass on to this community?
Yes. It is not about living a stress-free life. It's about changing your relationship with stress.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not trying to tell you, you got to live a stress-free life. That's unrealistic. In fact, there's actually good stress. And when we're stretching ourselves, we actually can get stronger physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that stretch is a stress. But it's when we overstretch or overtrain or we're overcommitting that it becomes a problem. And so that's where we have to self-regulate and check in, making sure that if you are giving from that empty cup, are you giving in the way that you really want to be giving? Or do you need to start filling up your cup a little bit so that you can give in a better way? I hope that makes sense.
It does.
And so really just remember that stress is not bad. It's just, it can become a problem, especially if it's now impacting your mental well-being, your physical well-being, your relationships with yourself or with people that matter to you. That's when you need to start dialing in.
Your stress is making me stressful.
And you don't have to look very far to find light. And it is good to be informed, but watch how much time you're spending on negative energy and from news and things like that. So it can be very, very triggering, especially on social media as well. So whatever you're doing that might be increasing your blood pressure, just be mindful about that and self-regulate, self-manage, and say, I'm informed, I've had enough. And then go walk outside and appreciate the awesome birds or something,
My daughter always tells me, go touch grass.
Go touch grass. That's it.
She's right. She's right.
And finally, your comment on the social connection. Social connection and your social network is the number one best thing that you can do for burnout prevention. And that's your healthcare providers, to your teachers, to across any industry. You have to have a network, a community of people, colleagues, friends, and beyond that. And that is how that's one big piece of your burnout prevention top tip.
Yeah. Tell me, did I hear you say you were a triathlete?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
Well, so, part of that whole stress and overtraining, that means that I like to do crazy things, swim, bike, and run. I love the sport, fell in love with it when I was in the height of my burnout as a clinician. And I was sitting so much. And so I went from barely getting to 2,000 steps in a day to becoming a 3-time half Ironman finisher. And not that I'm telling everybody to do that. It's just, for me, that was my outlet. And that was where I really started to bust through my own limiting beliefs in my mind on there's no way I could do that. And then all of a sudden I'm doing that. And it's like, I can swim a little further. I can bike a little further. Yeah. And
tell me what that looks like.
Tell you like what?
An Ironman competition.
Oh, okay. So this is half Ironman, and it is 1 mile in an open water swim. Usually it's ocean or river. And then you bike 56 miles, and then you run a half marathon. God. So that's your half.
I have 10 steps getting out of bed. That's one sit-up.
I'm exhausted thinking about that. That's good for you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I've been, so I had a really bad car accident. So it was a really big setback. And I lost probably 1.5 years of training, but I still trained. And so one of the 70.3s was a relay, and I was a swimmer because I refused to leave the sport. So swimming was the one thing that I could do in my rehabilitation. And then recovery is what I should say. Yeah. And then now my, every setback is a setup for a comeback. That is a quote from Dr. Willie Jolly. And so my comeback is now I'm going to nationals in September for the Olympic distance.
Oh my God.
Good for you. Yeah. Are you watching the Olympics?
I am watching when I can. So I get little snippets, but I'm not in front of a television very much.
Do you have a favorite sport at the Olympics?
Gosh, well, so my history is I started as a gymnast, so of course I've got to watch the gymnastics.
Oh, that's been fabulous.
And because of triathlon, I tried to catch the triathlon that was there, and then the swimming, and but yeah, I just like it all. To be honest with you, I just love hearing the inspiring stories and how they persevere through their own stressors and their own adversity.
Yeah,
and because to tie it all in, we're more capable than we think we are. And we can get through a heck of a lot. And there's a lot of good. But getting out and moving is key to life.
Thank you for putting hope back in the headline today at our show. Don't you think, Margi?
Oh, absolutely.
And I think you've created a couple of smiles, and I know you've made a lot of peace happen. So we want to, on behalf of WSIC Radio, thank you for the gift that you are in our community and what you do. And I think that you're going to get a few calls.
I know one.
I know
for sure.
For me, pick me for sure on that. But again, many, many thanks. I think your advice has been wonderful, and I hope that folks have felt something from the gift that you have to offer. And thank you for helping my friend Margi too.
Yeah,
I think that it's a time in her life where she can use a lot more.
Yep, that's right.
Hands-on kind of experiences, and I hope, Margi, you have great success with Dr. Bach there. And I'm hearing the bell in the background, which means we've come to the end of our show. Thank you, Bellmaster Berg, for that. We greatly appreciate you and what you do for our community.
Yes,
Thank you.